There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about how an accountant stole $77 million from someone. So, I know you may be wondering, how in the world can somebody let somebody steal $77 million from them? And believe it or not, it happens more often than it should. A lot more often than it should. And the reason why something like this happens is because most people, they're afraid of money in a way. Everybody wants to make money, everybody wants to get money. But when it comes to managing your money, when it comes to filing your taxes, when it comes to taking on responsibility of understanding what it means to even have money, most people just rely on someone else to the point where they're almost blind to it. They don't know what's even going on. And unfortunately, this happened to Kevin Garnett. So his accountant, somebody who he trusted, who also stole millions of dollars from someone else. Tim Duncan, I know for sure, but who knows who else this guy may have, stole money from. But he was able to infiltrate Kevin Garnett's trust and steal $77 million from Kevin Garnett before, Kevin Garnett was like, oh, wait a minute, what's happening here? I gotta get a hold of this. And unfortunately, these things happen. This is why it is very, very important. In case you don't know, I am an accountant, and this is why it's very, very important that we as accountants have a high level of ethics. Because believe it or not, we know a lot of stuff, sometimes, not all of us, but I know that sometimes accountants not only just have your trust, but we also just have a lot of understanding of how some accounts may work and things you can do with money and things like that, that may make it very difficult for the regular person to even track or even understand, which it might be something simple, but even something simple to someone who has an anxiety almost of what to do with their money or things about money, you know, those people will probably never really figure it out. And so I get asked all the time to do the banking scam. Like, people like, yo, do you have a Bank of America account? Do you have a USAA account? Do you have a Cash App? Do you have any of these things? Because we can show you how to get $10,000 real quick. And I'm like, no, first of all, I'm an accountant. All right. If y'all gonna get caught more than likely. Okay. All right. I know if I was trying to scam, I'd be better at it than you, but I'm not gonna try to scam. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it for me. Life can be good with just a good salary. Life can be good starting a business, but you don't have to scam. You don't have to do all of those things. Now, $77 million, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. That will, even $1 million can tempt a lot of people, right? But it's you have to have good high ethics when you're going to be an accountant. And even if the accountant doesn't have high ethics, then you, as the person who's trusting this person with your social, your bank account information, your salary, your future of your family, you're trusting this person with your investments, you're trusting this person with so much that most of you would not trust your mom with, that most of you wouldn't trust, your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or sister or brother. Most of you wouldn't trust those people with this information, and you are trusting a complete stranger wholeheartedly, like, yo, I know you the money person, here you go. All right. But if you're going to do something like that, you need to also make it a dual redundant system. And you're talking like, and if we're talking about millions and millions of dollars, then I'm probably going to go with a triple or quadruple redundant system. And what I mean by that is I might hire an accountant, depending on what kind of money we're talking about. I might hire an accountant to watch an accountant. And we talking about enough money, that's like a dual redundant system for me. But you talk about triple redundant system, I'm hiring an accountant to watch an accountant and then another accountant to watch both of them, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. In accounting, we have a lot of checks and balances, right? And so many of you may have never ever worked in a type of capacity where you had to put money in a vault. But when I go to like restaurants and I see that somebody's putting the money in there, they're returning the money from their cash register to a vault or something like that, they have to have two signatures, a manager's signature and the person who's signing off saying they did their count or whatever, and then they both counted up and they both signed. And so that is like a dual redundant system. One person is checking the other person. Now, if the money comes up missing in the vault, then I guess it becomes the responsibility of the manager who signed off saying that they watch this person do their count. If that money comes up short, then that manager has to cover that difference, because they should have done the count. Some of them just say, oh yeah, then they just sign their name without actually doing the count. That's the importance, and that's why it's put in there, because you don't know who's stealing the money, right? But in a situation like this, unfortunately, just dealing with that amount of money and just trusting that this one person is gonna do what they're supposed to do, man, in the tune of $77 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. People ask me all the time, they like, yo, what could I do? Is this a smart? I'm not finna help you scam. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. Now, $77 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. All right, but we still just have to have high ethics. So at the expense of my own ethical standing, I wouldn't be interested. It's too much money out there that's legit for me to be worried about that. But I do understand how some people attempt it. I definitely do. But that's why we have to be of high moral caliber. And on the other side, if you're dealing with a certain amount of money, you might need to, first, you need to understand things for yourself. Take some financial classes, deal with people to a certain point, trust a person to a certain point. But, we talking like $1 million, I might need to hire somebody else just to go through that person's books to make sure things are what they're supposed to be if I'm entrusting a certain amount of money. Not only that, but they have to not be connected, right? So you need to have an outside person who's not connected, not friends with that person, go over that stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that, because that's a very unfortunate situation. And Tim Duncan got taken for millions and millions of dollars, I think. Maybe close to 13 million, or 13 million was liable, 13.5 million, something like that. And then another 77 million from Kevin Garnett. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of money. I think that Kevin Garnett made like $300 something million while he was playing. He was like the highest paid career basketball player at a period of time. And so he made like 300 something million over the course of his career. And of course, when you, let's say he probably walked away with maybe 50% of his salary or so. And so, with taxes and all of that kind of stuff, and maybe agent fees might have taken a chunk of that. But let's say he walked away with half of 300 million. So let's just say he walked away with like 160, because he had like 320 something million or something. So let's say he walked away with 160, and you take 77 out of that. That's nearly half of his salary, that his career salary, his take-home pay. That's nearly half is just stolen. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is a Name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we are out. Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now you're watching Casino Is a Name, and if you wanted to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. The link will be in the description below. Go get that. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty. Beat me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up.
Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really tried. You say you want to be successful, but what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I caught the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.